Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We are going to learn something really interesting topic called reinforcement learning. Don't worry guys, I will make it super easy for you to understand. Reinforcement learning is a method used in artificial intelligence where machines or computers learn how to make decisions just like humans or animals do by trying things out and learning from what happens next. So let's begin our journey into the world of learning by doing. So next is the environment. This is the world the agent lives in and interacts with. It could be a game, a real room, or even just a simulation on a computer. This means that the environment is the place where agent perform his work. Then we have actions. These are the choices the agent can make. For example, a robot can move left, right, pick something up, or stop. This means that the agent is doing something. This is called the action or work. And finally, there is the reward. This is the feedback the agent gets after each action. If the agent does something good, it gets a reward. If it does something wrong, it might get a penalty. So the agent performs action in the environment and gets rewards. That's how it learns. Let's understand how reinforcement learning actually works step by step. There are something step uh, that shows that how reinforcement learning works. So step 1, the agent takes action takes an action. For example, a robot decides to walk forward, backward, or decides to pick something up or put something down. The second step is the environment gives feedback. Maybe it gives a reward if the robot doesn't fall, or penalty if it hits a wall. Just like that, a negative or positive feedback. Then step 3 is the agent learns from this feedback and remembers which actions give it rewards. This means that the agent is remembering the past history and try to maximize his rewards to get by getting the positive feedback. So the last and fourth step is the agent keeps trying again and again. This is called trial and error. It means he is doing something and learn from that. He is doing something work in the environment and learn from that. Just like a small baby learn. So basically the agent keeps practicing, makes mistake, and slowly becomes better by learning what works best. Over the time, it figures out how to get the most rewards, and that's the goal. This is the goal of the RL, RL using model. So next we are learning types of reinforcement learning. There are mainly two types. First is positive and second is negative. Positive reinforcement is when we give reward for a good action. For example, if the agent wins a game, it gets points. This encourages it to do the same thing again. And the negative reinforcement is when we take away something good or give a punishment for bad behavior. Like if a robot bumps into a wall, we reduce its score. This helps it to learn to avoid the wall next time. There are also two steps. First is on policy and second one is off policy. The on policy, this type of the reinforcement learning, the agent learns from its own experiences. It explores and learns using the same method or rule it's currently following. And in off policy learning, the agent can learn by watching others or using old data. That means past data. It doesn't only rely on its own actions. So the way the agent learns can be from doing things itself or from learning from others. Then next we are going to learn why do we need reinforcement learning. Now you might be thinking, why do we need reinforcement learning, right? Well, here is why we learn it, why we need to learn it. First, reinforcement learning is great for solving complex problems. This is the first and most important fact. Some tasks are too hard to program step by step, but reinforcement learning can learn by itself through experiences. And then second is it helps machines make decisions on their own, which is super useful in real life situation like driving cars, playing games, or running factories. And third one is reinforcement learning can adapt over time. That means it doesn't need new instructions every time things change. It can figure it out on its own. And finally, reinforcement learning is good at dealing with delayed rewards. Sometimes the results of an action come much later, like making a movie in chess. That wins the game 10 turns later. Reinforcement learning can handle that. Just like that, just like that in other fields also we need reinforcement learning. These are the main four needs of reinforcement learning. And the next everything reinforcement learning also has its pros and cons. So we are going to first of all see the advantages of reinforcement learning. Solves complex It can solve really hard problems where regular programming fails. It keeps learning all the time, becoming smarter and better. In some areas, it can even perform better than humans. For example, AI beating humans in games like Go or Dota 2 or nowadays in tic-tac-toe also. And the disadvantages are it often needs a lot of data and time to learn well. Now, to train reinforcement learning models, um, it takes more, more and more times to train this model and to get much and more accuracy from it. If something goes wrong, it's very hard to fix or debug. If the system is not set up properly, the learning can become unstable or confusing. So yes, it's powerful but also challenging to use. Let's see some real world applications of reinforcement learning. First one is gaming. Reinforcement learning is used to train AI that can play games like chess, Go, or even video games. These AI practice over and over to become champions. Robotics. Reinforcement learning helps robots to learn to walk, pick up things, open doors, and move around in the real world. Then, recommendation system. Platforms like YouTube, Netflix, or Amazon use reinforcement learning to recommend videos, shows, or products you might like based on your behavior. So, yes, reinforcement learning is already part of our daily lives, even if you even if we don't always notice it. Along with this, there are so many applications of reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is just getting started. It's already making big changes in technical world, and in the future it could be used for even bigger things like self-driving cars, healthcare, exploration, and much more. As machines keep getting better at learning, reinforcement learning will help them become more intelligent and independent. So, if you are interested in artificial intelligence and want to be part of the future, learning about reinforcement learning is a great place to start.